While Kislev is a nation that stands resolute against the unendless tides of chaos, they are also a nation divided between two factions. The death of the great Tzar Boris has seen Kislev thrown into disarray. On one side we see Tzarina Katarin and the Ice Court, who stand resolute against the Supreme Patriarch Kostaltyn and the Great Orthodoxy. Though tensions may be high between the two factions, they dare not declare open war against one another, for no matter how strong their hatred for one another and their stance on how Kislev should be ruled, they both acknowledge that open conflict would be too costly for the nation. Each side is gathering followers in an effort to prove that their faction is the greater and the most able to lead Kislev against the forces of chaos. In Warhammer 3, the player can gather followers for their faction from a number of different sources, such as defeating the encroaching hordes of chaos in battle. The number of followers that flock to your cause can also be enhanced by certain rituals that you can perform, as mentioned in my previous video discussing the Motherland. Buildings will also play a role in gathering followers, though how many followers each of these things will bring is yet to be determined. As the player gains more followers, their relationship with the minor Kislevite factions will improve, and they will gain dominance over their political rivals, ultimately leading to confederation of the minor factions. This is a nice change from the usual form of confederation, and should prove an interesting mechanic to play, as long as the player is not forced into performing actions that are outside the norm. I am also curious about what happens if the player loses to the AI in the race for followers, and they become dominant. Will the player stand alone against all the other factions of Kislev? Will the Kislev AI have the ability to then declare outright war on the player? Or will the game simply end? Along with the race to gain the most followers, the factions can spend gold to hinder the others' progress, in effect smearing their opponents in the eyes of the Kislevite people. It all sounds very familiar if you've played Troy Total War, as the mechanic for Paris and Hector is very similar. I look forward to seeing how this plays out though in this new setting. It has some potential and could be some fun. What are your thoughts on this new form of confederation? Do you think we should have more unique ways to confederate factions for other races? This video was brought to you with the help of my patrons. A big thanks to Hot Apple Pie, Alexander, and Solareth Magnetar. I'm Grey Tiger. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.